Welcome to another 5 minutes of experiencing God. Today we want to speak about encountering God, how encountering Jesus Christ. One day a young disciple just got born again. He looked around at all the different Christians and he saw that none of them really stayed on the same level of Christianity. And so he went and he started asking questions. And so they sent him to an older man, and he came to the older man, and the older man was sitting on the porch of his house with his dog next to him, and he asked him, I don't understand. Why do some people they're so excited when they become a Christian and then they just fade away? Why is that? And the old man said, here's my dog. That's the answer. He says, what do you mean? He says, one day I was sitting here on the porch and a white rabbit came past, and my dog jumped up and he started chasing the rabbit, and he chased and barked and made a noise, and as he ran chasing the rabbit, different dogs from the neighborhood started following him. And they joined in, and later it was a whole group of dogs that was chasing together, and they were making a noise up the hill and down the hill and around. And eventually, one by one, these other dogs just started to fade out, and they just started to move away and fade out. And so that's my answer. And this young man said, I don't understand. What has that got to do with Christians? He said, that's the wrong question. The right question would have been, why did the other dogs fade away? Why did the other dogs stop chasing? The answer to that is, my dog carried on chasing because he saw the rabbit. The others did not see the rabbit. They just joined in the chase, but they never experienced the rabbit. And today I want to tell you that to be a Christian on fire for God and remain hot and not become lukewarm, we need to have an encounter with Jesus Christ. And we need to encounter Him in different ways. We need to encounter Him every day, just by spending time with Him and hearing His voice. But sometimes we need a real encounter with Him. In my life, there was only 2 encounters I had with Jesus. A real encounter where I experienced His presence so as if He was standing next to me. I didn't see Him and I didn't hear an audible voice, but I knew He was there. The first time as a student, when God gave me a job to do, and He said, I want you to do this. And the second time was when we went through the most difficult time in our life, when our daughter died. And Madeleine and myself, we went to sit one side, and the next moment we encountered Jesus. He just came, and it was like a bubble that enfolded us. And He came and He comforted us in that encounter. Today I know that Jesus is alive because I had an encounter with Him. And every day of my life, I have an adventure with Him. Every day I encounter Him in different smaller things. We don't just have to have major encounters with Him. Every day I encounter Him in my daily life. You see, an encounter with Jesus will cost you your life. It will cost you everything. Jesus said, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. For whoever would save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake will save it. For what does it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses or forfeits himself? It'll cost us our lives. But to experience Christ starts off, it begins with a choice where Jesus says, if you want to be my disciple, you need to love me. If you want to be my disciple, you need to take up your cross. If you want to be my disciple, you need to give up everything. And that doesn't mean we've got to sell everything to the poor or whatever. It just means we've got to give over everything to Him and say, this now belongs to you, Christ, and I will follow you. Because you see, obedience to Christ leads us to an encounter with Him. Obedience leads us to an encounter with Him. But an encounter with Christ also leads us to being obedient. And these two work together. So my challenge to you today is, have you encountered Christ? I'm not talking just about a major thing, but have you encountered Him maybe just daily, in your quiet time, in your time just living, just being open to touch other people's lives, just being available for Him. Have you encountered Christ? Because without an encounter of Christ, you will also grow cold. I pray that you will encounter Him. Today, you will encounter Him. Sit down and pray and ask Him for an encounter with Him, so that you can remain a true disciple of Jesus Christ. God bless you.